What's up, yo? Welcome to Create tutorial number one. I'm only using Create, no add-ons. So yeah, first episode we're gonna get into fundamentals and some little life hacks. All right, so uh, all you're gonna need to start Create, even though it looks all intimidating like all this, it's not that bad. You just gotta get started. You just gotta dive in and you know get your sea legs before you can really start doing anything. So all you'll need to start, andesite, wood, and iron. Three main components. This axe will be used in a second here. So to start out, I personally like to immediately go for the mechanical press setup. So to start out with that, we're going to need a shaft, a casing, and a block of iron. Shaft and the casing come from the same material. So to start out before anything, we're gonna make some iron or sorry, andesite alloy. So we're gonna take our andesite, some iron nuggets, put it like that. Boom, andesite alloy. Now, that casing, we're gonna take some logs, strip them, apply our alloy. Boom, casings. So now, we're gonna make that iron block, and our shafts can also be made with the alloy by just putting two like this, like you're making sticks. So shaft, casing, block. Boom, mechanical press. We'll put that right there. How are we going to use this? Well, we're going to need two more things. All right, so first off, we're going to need a crank. So let's make that right now. We're going to take planks, put it like we're making slabs, and throw an alloy right there. You get the crank. This will let us power it by just right clicking. Although weak and slow, it's the easiest thing for us to do right now. And then in order for this to like interact with, materials or whatever, we're going to make a depot. And a depot, what that's going to do is allow us to place items on it to be interactive with the thing above it, like so. And so the second thing we're going to make with this, right, we're going to make a mechanical saw, and that's going to help us gather some wood. So let's go ahead and just crank it up, crank your hog and whatnot. Um, yeah, and my bad, well ahead of myself. Mechanical saw, the recipe is going to be like this. With three iron sheets. That's what we just made by putting our iron into the press. But we can get some action on that again. My bad, I forgot to explain this part. Yeah, so the press presses your ingots into sheets. There's also other things you can do with the press, but we're using iron sheets right now. So, um, and then we'll just have to make another crank for this mechanical saw. What's cool about this saw is you go up to a tree, shift right click, place it on, place your crank on top of that, start rotating. It cuts down the entire tree. And now what's even cooler about this is if we take our logs that we get from the tree, start connecting them, like so. Give me a second. Ran out of Spotify Premium this week, and I didn't even realize it. Like I got a Mint Mobile ad, and didn't realize, I didn't even figure that, oh, it's an ad, ran out of premium. Didn't even bother to think that. It wasn't up until I tried to choose a specific song and Spotify was like, no, you can't do that. I was like, oh man. So now that we have our logs connected, um, we're gonna go ahead and crank this again, and it cuts down all trees that are connected. And that is a um, super useful life hack, especially for. Let me go ahead and get some saplings and some bone meal. Super useful for large spruce and jungle trees, like so. Gonna grab this setup again, go over here, crank it up. Um, right. So the saw only cuts down the tree if there's one remaining log left. So you do that, and then you start cranking it. There you go. Then you can also do the, connecting the logs thing with that as well. So yeah, that's like the very basic things that you could utilize Create for. Um, there's pressing stuff and sawing stuff. The next episode, I'll go over like, actual things. Um, However, before I do, is what I would have said. I'm actually just gonna end it here. See, see ya.